Hi folks, here to review the Rock Exotica Akimbo, a beautifully designed and produced piece of mechanical engineering for arborists to ascend and descend ropes. I'll show how it works. If we open it fully out, legs akimbo, it scissors open and then we can see the workings inside. So here we have a spring-loaded cam which acts, the rope comes through here and it compresses the rope between that cam and this fixed bollard, and at the bottom we have a roller bollard on a bronze bushing. This is the main attachment point which levers down and traps the rope between this cam and this rolling bollard. Now you will notice that both the lower and upper bollards are eccentric. The pin is not in the centre, and so you can adjust them and thereby change the gap between the bollard and the cam, both top and bottom. And you do this by this mechanism on the back, where you can open the device that retains the pin. The pin is now free to rotate. There are the pins inside, and then the pins locate into a series of holes labelled A to G on the top bollard, and the same on the bottom where it's labelled 1 to 7. Same mechanism. Here's the roller and here's the pin which can rotate. Okay, need to try and put it back where I had it. Okay, so to put the rope in the device, you pass it first through the top cam and bollard. Notice it's a fairly press fit, certainly on the top one, and in the bottom ones scissor it back together. This is the rope going up the tree, and that's its normal operating mode. So this upper arm is a descendant of the rope wrench concept, and when we break the beak and the two arms come together, the cams align, there's less of an S-bend formed, and it starts to flow down the rope. Likewise, when you push it back up the rope, the cams push together and there's very little resistance. On the back side here is an attachment point for a chest harness or similar to tend the device up the rope when we're rope walking. This has a breakaway for safety, presumably. I think also when you pull on it in that axis, it kind of opens it in a strange way that suddenly it's not gripping the rope quite right. So what I've done as a get around is I just use a piece of throw line in the main eye and use that as my tether to draw the device up the rope. The carabiner I'm using with it at the moment has been this DMM Rhino, so called because it has a horn here. It's a rock climbing belay device primarily, and what that horn does is it stops the rotation round to the spine, so it can't go on the gate and it can't go around there, so it's trapped in this axis so that there can be no cross loading of the carabiner. If we look at this in comparison with the ever popular Petzl zigzag and chicane, this is the chicane component, here's the zigzag. The Akimbo is only really the size of the base of the zigzag. Now the zigzag has the advantage that it has more points of contact all the way down the zigzag. Each one of these bollards is a friction point, and they act on the rope progressively as the chain extends, and it is more reliable and smoother, it's fair to say, than the Akimbo across a range of different working environments. With the Akimbo, you have to dial it in for the climber weight, for the particular rope, and even for the particular climatic conditions at the time. So if, for example, the rope trails through a whole load of dew on the grass in the morning and the rope gets wet, your Akimbo's not going to perform how you expect for the rest of the day, and you need to make adjustments. Now you can make adjustments on the fly with this tool-free system, but generally speaking it's best to stick to the same climber, or climber weight at least, broadly speaking, the same rope, and try and keep it dry and free from sap. When the rope gets sappy, if there's resin from pine, for example, gets on it, you get these spots where it just doesn't go, you know, and it's kind of frustrating, and the only thing you can really do is wash your rope and so on. So it's best to leave it for non-sappy, resinous type of jobs. So it does have some limitations, but when it's working, it really does work nicely. It's like the Ferrari of mechanical ascenders. It's a little bit fickle, but when it's tuned in nicely, it works really well. And you do have to fiddle around with it a little bit, go out, swing off a beam, off a low tree, whatever, and try a few different settings. It's not that critical, you know. If you change one setting, you won't notice. If you change one setting on both upper and lower, you will notice it a little bit, and if you change two settings, definitely it makes quite a difference. So and of course, as your rope wears, you may have to adjust for the fluffiness of the rope. So that's it, folks. The Rock Exotica Akimbo, available in stores now.